You better get your self-esteem, girl. Get your self-esteem. Welcome to Saturn Chronicles 11 and Mental Health Check 26. As you can tell, I'm in a better mood than I have been the last few days because I think the torture has relaxed a bit. It's still there, but it's relaxed a bit, so it's kind of given me the opportunity to kind of get my legs working a little bit, and I'm singing more, and I'm still not great. I still haven't been outside, but it's not as bad as it once was. And I've been thinking a lot about what I actually want to do with my life. You see, there's this myth that it gets easier when you get older. You become clearer on what you want to do. And that's not like that at all. You just get set in your ways, which is a completely different thing. Knowing exactly what you want to do and who you are is a very different enterprise from having the same habits that you've always had. The problem is that when we get older, we engage in the same habits we've always had, and we call that our personality. Don't even bother to think to ourselves, what do I want to do? What do I want from my life? And there's a particular habit of mine that I want to talk to you about. And it's not just because, it's a therapy for me, even though it is therapeutic for me to talk about these things. But I think a lot of you can relate to what I'm saying when I say what I'm about to say next. My whole life has been revolved around one thing: being the best. And if you talk to my family, you talk to my parents, you talk to people on both sides, they will say something different. They'll say, oh no, it was never about that. We just wanted you to be the best that you could be. But actions speak louder than words. And to borrow one of their quotes, talk is cheap. You can say that you didn't mean for me to be the best of the best, but that's what you meant. And I could talk about, I could talk about being a black woman in this world and how that contributes to it. But I think for this video, I just want to talk about it on a personal level. And I just want to say the impact that thinking has had on me. And it's mostly been destructive. I'm the kind of person where it's not enough for me. It was never enough for me to copy someone else. I had to be better at what they did than they were. So if there was somebody that I admired, somebody that I looked up to, somebody that I wanted to be most like, it was important for me to not only do what they do, but to be better than them at doing it. Now, on the one hand, it can be good because it kind of teaches you to manifest. It's a good manifestation tool. Like, if you have a particular goal for your career that you want to move towards, then kind of emulating the behavior of those who have been successful at what you want to do, it can be a useful tool. It becomes a problem where, like, when it's somebody like me and I like most things. So I like most things and I like most people. So not only do I try to emulate and copy most people, but I try to surpass them on top of that. And when it gets that bad where you compete with absolutely everybody, you get nothing done. You don't master anything. You don't really develop a personality of your own. You don't develop a lane of your own because you're too busy trying to become a mishmash of all the things that you like. I mean, we're all a mishmash of our environments anyway, but you end up becoming a mishmash of everything that you like, and it's just like, because you're trying to be the best at everything, you spread yourself too thin, and then ironically you just end up becoming the best at nothing, which might be, admirable qualities when it comes to corporate interests and making money. But even then, if you want to make money, you have to have a particular focus on making money, and that's what nobody tells you. It doesn't matter what you want to do with your life, everything that you do, everything else that you do has to revolve around that one thing that you're passionate about. And the thing with me is that in me trying to be other people, that's where I got myself into trouble a lot of the time. It caused problems with my social relationships. It caused problems with my love life. It caused problems with my career most of all, because I didn't know who I was. I'm still trying to figure out who I am, because I'm over here trying to copy people. And then on top of that, best those people that I'm trying to copy. So it's like, for me, it's like, just why? Like, why is it that I do that? And I realize it's because it wouldn't have mattered, what race of people I belong to. It wouldn't have mattered what gender. I would have still felt the same. It's just that, if I had a different identity, then it would have been a bit easier to push through my insecurities, But that's it. That's all it is. Your life, it doesn't automatically just magically get better just because you're white or you're male or you're, even healthy or rich. And it doesn't automatically mean that your life is suddenly amazing. And what nobody tells you about privilege is that it's a fucking vice. It's a vice grip. Now, just like my life, as a targeted individual, as a black bisexual woman, just like my life is a vice grip of torture and pain and, degradation. If I was in a different position, if I was a different race or it would have just been the same problem, but then I would have had that added problem of being lied to. And I'm not saying that's worse than what I go through. I'm not saying it's worse. It's not. But I'm just saying that I don't know if, I think what I'm trying to say is, I don't know if being anything other than me would have made me less insecure. I don't think it would have done. I think it would have just transferred the insecurity, would have allowed me to lie to myself a little bit more about my place in the world. It would have allowed me to lie to myself a little bit, this world loved me. And I'm not entirely sure that I want that. If I'm going to be loved and I'm going to be cared for, I want it to be genuine. The freedoms that I'm fighting for, am I really fighting for freedom, or am I just fighting for a place at the same table? Because why should I fight for a place at the same table that other people don't even want? It's like, and it's not just white men, don't get me wrong. It's anybody that is prettier than me or more, who is more liked than me, has more money than me. Anybody is prettier, more liked, and has more money. I've always said, I have to be better than them. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. It's not how it works. You have to find your own lane, and you have to stick within that. And you have to you have to find your own lane and stick within that. And if this world has a problem with it, then this world has a problem with it. Fuck the world. Fuck them. If they and I know it's so easy to say, and I know it sounds trite because you've heard this shit a million times before from so many people, but it's the truth. I have wasted my life trying to eclipse everybody, only to end up achieving absolutely none of what I set out to do because I've spread myself too thin. What I needed was focus, and again, actions speak louder than words. A lot of people are saying that, well, that's what we wanted for you, that's what we tried to get you to do, but I'm thinking, no. The results speak for themselves. I'm one of those people, I have to say, the results of what you do speaks for itself. And I don't have focus. I don't have focus. And I think a large reason of that is because I'm being tortured. Yes, it's because of the intergenerational torture that's been passed down from my grandmother to my mum to me. And I do think that it has been as a result of the torture that's been passed down through generation to generation. But I also think it's because, I do think it's because ultimately I was in an environment that was conducive to that focus. I was in an environment that demanded me to be all things to all people. And you can't be all things to all people. You have to have one focus. You have to stick in that direction. And what will happen is that whatever it is you want to do in life, you will automatically adapt to it, or you will find yourself out of it. And that's how it works. I don't care who you are in this world or what your role is in this world. You cannot be all things to all people. And this is especially true as a TI. A lot of TIs say that they want to end their suffering and they want to end their... But the thing is, right, if we really want that, we have to be focused and we have to be steady. And we have to adapt ourselves to the life of ending the Havana syndrome traumas that we go through. We have to be dedicated to it. We cannot allow our attentions to be scattered. We cannot try to be all things to all people. If we really want to end gang stalking, then we've got to be focused on it. Otherwise, we need to stop kidding ourselves. Now with me, I love my fellow TIs. I really do. I really do love my fellow TIs. And I feel that whatever I focus on, me being a targeted individual is going to be part of that experience for as long as these people continue to torture me. But that's not where my focus is. If it was, if being a targeted individual really was my focus, my life would be very different. My life would be very different. Everything would be about stopping the torture, but it's not. Most of the time, I'm singing. I'm writing about astrology. I'm fucking, I'm looking up musical theatre and physical theatre. Those are my true loves. Those are the things that I'm focused on. I'm not focused on the TI stuff, even though I should be. It's not that I'm not going to make any more TI videos. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if you're going to focus on something, you have to focus on it with your whole heart. And if fighting against the targeted individual experience and promoting a peaceful world, a just world, and a free world is really what's in your flow of joy, then fucking do it. Because at some point, you're going to get what you want anyway. But I think many of us TIs, of any demographic, we need to stop kidding ourselves. Like, we need to stop trying to... We need to focus on what we actually enjoy. And I said this years ago, but I didn't really believe it. I wanted to believe it. But now I do believe it. We need to focus on what we're actually passionate about, and when it comes to the TI experience, just adapt ourselves accordingly. Otherwise, if you're really serious about it, then you've got to dedicate your whole life to it and prepare for a lot of sacrifices to be made, because the truth in a world like this is not favoured. The truth in a world like this is not favoured. So you have to make decisions accordingly. You got to make decisions like, what do I really want to focus on? And then whatever the TI experience is doing, because they're going to torture us again. They're going to cause us brain trauma. They're already wearing away like people's brains and shit out here. Like, they're already weakening our bodies. So we have to make a decision on what we're going to focus on And then whatever the TI experience is doing, we adapt accordingly. So I repeated it over and over again, but you get the gist. Get the gist. As for me, I'm done trying to be the best of the best in every situation. I want to just sit back and enjoy someone's work and just enjoy their work. Like, I want to sit back and enjoy someone's work and just enjoy it. And then just come up with my own brand and stay in my own lane and do what I need to do. I just want to sit back and admire somebody's bravery. Like, let them have something rather than just trying to eclipse them all the time. It's just fucking draining for everyone involved. It's a pain in the ass. It's one thing to actually learn lessons from the people you admire, but to try to best everyone, it's fucking draining and it gets nothing done. You know. So in closing, get some self-esteem, girl. Get some self-esteem. Get some self-esteem, girl. You need to get some self-esteem.